Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I can't believe it. And boy, is it unfortunate the way that our timing works out that we have to do this show before Game 6, which is hopefully the final game of the 2025 World Series. If there is a Game 7, we'll see. A lot of our viewers, of course, you watching the Owen Sound region Friday nights before Owen Sound Attack Hockey, and of course in the London region as well, all over YouTube, your favorite social media platforms, podcast apps. Many of our viewers will see this on Friday morning, maybe Friday afternoon. Get yourself greased up for the game.
That's right. That's right.
If there's Game 7, we'll see.
A Game 6 pregame. That's why we got to treat this.
Pregame with us here on Instigating.
We'll even do a special edition after the World Series championship.
You never know. I like that attitude. And I like that a lot.
We have a new viewer. I want to get this out of the way right off the top. Okay.
New viewer. Welcome.
Her name is Melissa. And she was watching the show last week and watched a couple episodes. She thinks we do an outstanding job. Okay. So
I thought you were going to tell me something else.
However, she says, quote, Drury talks a lot. He should share the podium. And I said, you're absolutely right. I'm going to say this on this week's show. And he says, yes, as a person with, I guess she has some television experience. When it's obvious that someone is doing something, you have to tell them because they may not realize it. So Drury, share the podium and share it tonight with our special guest who we spent 7 hours with on Monday night.
My God.
Clark Villa. Watching the big screen TV, Steve Sabourin.
Couldn't get enough of me, eh?
7-hour game marathon, and man, oh man, we all stayed awake for it. Ryan was in the corner. And speaking of Ryan not talking a lot, I had never actually seen, or speaking Ryan talking a lot, I've never seen him not speak. Steve, he must have went an hour, maybe an hour and a half without saying a word. Did you notice that?
There was a lot of pacing. As well.
And I look back and he's in the corner and I wondered what he was doing. He was charging his phone and standing up, charging his phone, but not talking.
Yeah. So now I'm self-conscious because I don't want to talk anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
Show,
that's good.
Right. Yeah. So, and I mean, hey, I am the de facto host of the show. I have to keep you in line, which is why I have to talk so much.
Okay, fine.
But I will say when I get dialed in on a game, like the 7-hour marathon that we were treated to the other night where we were all up till 3. I went to bed at 3:45. I had to write the morning sports for Miranda Chant on CKNX. Okay.
You wrote that here in my basement before you went to bed?
Oh, I absolutely did. I pulled the laptop out 3:45. I shut the mill and slept for 4 hours. Sabby and I got up. Left, got a coffee. It was a slow day. And we saw that for you too, Clarkey at HMP. Yeah. Boy, it was a slow day for all of us.
It was.
I guess we'll start there, obviously. I mean, let's talk about how insane it is that the Toronto Blue Jays, and Steve, I'll ask your opinion on this. When we saw that, and we had a long conversation on the way home from Clark Villa, when teams lose heartbreaking games like that, think about triple, quadruple OT hockey games. Generally, the team that's on the losing side of that, it's over for them. And the Blue Jays said, nuh-uh, not us. Can you explain to me how you're feeling sitting here, a win away potentially from a World Series?
Well, you know what? It's interesting that you bring that up because you're right. Normally when we see a team go through that long of a game and then you got to play right away the next night on hostile ground, of course, at the away stadium. The one thing that's great about baseball is that you get to introduce a guy to the next game that is ready to go. And that guy in that next game was Shane Bieber, the starting pitcher for Game 4, who came out like a rocket and pitched the best game of the season for him to allow to give the Jays a chance to get back into the series. So, I mean, hindsight's 20/20. It's great that the way it worked out, but I tell you, it was a little disheartening after we shut off the TV for sure. Then the second part about it is you start to read the quotes from the players of Toronto, right? Ernie Clement, Eric Lauer, things on those lines about, no sweat, we're back. We'll just get retooled for game 4 and go at it. And they did. It was amazing.
It was amazing, dude. And Clarkey, like, you talk about me pacing around. Like, when I'm dialed in on a game like that, that's that intense, where one swing could end it, and Freddie Freeman's one swing did end it in the bottom of the 18th. I get in here and I retreat. I'm not a big talker away from a microphone. And I was just dialed in. And Clarkey, for us to watch that, get up the next day, dead tired, and then watch the performance that Shane Bieber, like Steve alluded to, put together, and the team bats put together. Utterly incredible.
It was, for sure. And the unfortunate part in that 17 or 18 inning marathon, and we talked about it, is the Jays had no one left hitting. They pulled a lot of their hitters out of the game. And we questioned it when it happened. This isn't, second guessing. We were first guessing when it was happening in real time. And they were like, they had a shell of their lineup as it went on. And then unfortunately, who's left in the bullpen after everyone else had gone? Brandon Little. Poor Brandon Little. I feel bad for him. I really do. Like he has not pitched well. There's no doubt about it. Like let's be honest about that. But to have to come in
I thought he pitched fine.
Well,
given the circumstance, I thought he was fine. Yeah, Freeman catches the tater, but like I thought he did fine coming into a really a lose-lose situation almost. Like,
yeah, pretty much. I mean, we all said at the time, here's a chance for this guy to turn the page. But he unfortunately for him, I don't think he'll see the mound again in this series.
Ideally not.
Ideally not, unless they get up 11-0 in Game 6 and bring him in for the last inning.
I genuinely
Steve might not like that because he might still be nervous at 11-0. But you never know.
It's never enough.
It's never enough unless you're down 3-1 to Seattle. Then it's enough.
Yeah, as Turnstile said this year, it's never enough. I want to just say quickly, like, when the Jays win this World Series, okay, I genuinely hope that they pick that guy up on their shoulders and parade him around, because again, the abuse that guy took for being in situations, 2 of them now in this playoffs, that just are not his fault. And yeah, you're there, you're an athlete, you're professional, you're there to perform. He got thrown into situations that were just beyond his capability as a long relief pitcher generally. And speaking of long relief, I mean, to watch what Eric Lauer did, Steve, in that marathon. Well, the last thing we'll say about that marathon game, because then we got to talk about some winning. Okay. What Eric Lauer did was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that was a gutsy performance. And I think that was the one of the things that they definitely took with them into the next game, saying, hey, we just need to get a couple of sticks going and our pitchers can hold them. I will say my piece about Brandon Little, I give him huge heaps of praise for doing what he did. He's a 1-inning guy. He came in, he did his 1 inning, but then they didn't have anybody else, and he had to go back up there. Again, it was a situation that he had like less than a 1% chance to get out of, because then after Freeman, he still had to face guys like Muncy and a lot of power in that lineup. So Lauer's performance, I think, definitely put a charge, and he was fired up after that game. And then the other question becomes, okay, we expended our entire bullpen. It's all on Bieber's shoulders, and he took him for a ride, and then Chris Bassett came in as well. So it was just an incredible situation for Game 4. I will say this too: for as much as Jays fans get on Brandon Little, how do you think LA fans are feeling about Banda right now?
The same.
Jeez,
they have to be. They have to be feeling the same.
even worse.
Yeah, because there's a lot of other guys too they feel about Brandon Little, I think, in the bullpen. That 18-inning game, all their bullpen was great. Besides that game, they have not been great. So
yeah, I mean, like when you look at Anthony Bando, like has there been certainly a reliever, let alone a pitcher generally in this series that's given up more big hits than him?
He gave up the Barger grand slam in game 1.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
He gave up key runs in game 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The other night. He came in to shut them down in a single and a sac fly or whatever, and things were put together, and the Jays manufactured off him. So, they have not been tremendous.
And as we move on now to game 4 and 5, if we had to look back in history and saw that, the Red Sox and Dodgers went 18 innings in 2018 with the Dodgers winning, the Red Sox won the next 2 games.
Yes, they did
that year as well. So history looks like maybe it's repeated itself. It only went 5 games. The Red Sox won that series in 5, but history has repeated itself where the team who lost that marathon game has won the next 2. So let's go one more game, but boy, oh boy, game 4 was awesome by Bieber, as you said. And then Trey Yesavage in game 5.
All right, let's just jump into that, because game 4 utterly ridiculous. To talk about, again, for lack of a better term, the balls on this team to bounce back from a lack of sleep, gassing your bullpen, losing that marathon game, to jump into Shane Bieber, which, again, that's why they got him. And he turned into vintage performance as an all-pro starter. Incredible stuff. Roll it into game 5, where now you're thinking, geez, a lot of people still doubting these Jays, going, man, they're lucky to be here.
I'm going to cut you off because that's what I can do now. But
yeah,
that game 5 day before the first pitch, I was so confident that Yesavage was going to. I was like, they are going to win tonight. I have no doubt about it. And look at the first 2 batters. First pitch of the game.
I felt the same way, and clearly the Jays did. I didn't think it was going to look like that immediately, but let's dig into this, because we flip over to game 5 and people are still doubting these pesky Jays. They got lucky, and the Dodgers, their bats are going to wake up. I don't think so, because we'll start with how the game started. With Blake Snell back out there, the grumpy-looking lefty, and he was grumpy immediately because this young gentleman, who, again, in a series of unbelievable heroes stepping up at different times, it's Davis Schneider, who he revealed to Hazel May after the game. He found out he was hitting leadoff because George Springer is hurt. We'll see if he's able to play a little bit in game 6 or 7. He found out 2 hours before first pitch that he was leading off, and he decides, well, I haven't hit leadoff in a while. Let me waste no time. I'm going to incinerate the first pitch that I see into the seats. And he did. And then Vlad came up, saw 2 pitches, and went, let me get in on this party too. I'm the best player in baseball right now. Let me absolutely tattoo one. 2-0. Immediately, and Blake Snell has thrown 3 pitches, and Steve, he would never admit this, but the look on Dave Roberts' face, let alone Blake Snell's, was something to behold.
Well, he was devastated, to say the least. That is definitely not part of the game plan. A couple things about Schneider's at bat. Number one, the knock on Blake Snell in his game 1 start, he didn't have fastball control. He wanted to spot his fastball better. That was no surprise to anybody. Every analyst was talking about that. He had to better set up his fastball so he could use the rest of his repertoire against hitters. So if you're Davis Schneider, what are you going to do when you come up to bat? You've got nothing to lose. You've been dropped in this situation. You're looking fastball all the way. And what gets pumped as the first pitch? A fastball. And he got it. The stories were amazing. I don't know if you guys saw the post from Davis Schneider's dad, who was in the stands. They were kind of upper seating just to the right of the home plate. And Schneider launched it, and they were going crazy. It was a magnificent a piece of TV there, social media. But yeah, like you're looking, and then you're Vlad, you're the second batter. What are you doing on deck? You're looking at that first pitch delivery and going, okay, I'm going to sit on it, because he's not going to throw you a hook or anything, because he just got rattled.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Vladdy hit a slider, didn't he? Down and in slider.
Down and in.
He was ready for it.
But the first pitch was an off the plate fastball. So it's an amazing. It was a great start, and then Yesavage. There was a story about him warming up, and he was getting all the verbal abuse you do as a starting pitcher from the other team, and the storyline goes, he looked at Pete Walker and says, "I love this."
Yeah.
And
he does. Yeah.
He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
And I believe Derek Jeter, it was either Jeter or A-Rod alluded to this. He doesn't know any better. Right? He was an A ball earlier. He's another guy who's got nothing to lose, in the sense that he's going to go out there and just pitch his game, because he's only 8 games into his professional career.
Mm-hmm.
So it's incredible what he did, Steve. Like I and we're going to spend, I would call it a healthy chunk of this show talking about Trey Yesavage. Like, I don't think that that's a big headline that people are expecting. I think people are expecting us to do that, and we are going to. And another big part of that too is, did you see in his post game when he was talking to Jeets and the FS1 guys? I think Kevin Burkhardt asked him, like, do you remember a game where you were in a pressure situation like this and performed this well? And Yesavage goes, yeah, I think last year in college ball, we played a game against like Wake Forest. I'm like, Wake Forest? You're at Dodger Stadium, brother. I can't believe this. I feel like I say this every single episode we come on here now. This kid, you want to talk about showing up on the scene and immediately being a freak. That's what this kid's done. And, you know, I heard them talking on Overdrive today. Like Jamie McLennan said to Brian Hayes in the O-Dog, he was like, if you're Yesavage, how can your career possibly improve from here? It's insane what he's walked into the league. A-ball in April, jumps up into the majors in late August. He's had more playoff appearances than regular season. 12 Ks yesterday, most by a rookie ever in a World Series game. He beat Newcomb's record, which was set in like 1949. Bob Newcomb. Can you believe that?
And who did he play for? The Dodgers.
Yeah, well, the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Brooklyn Dodgers.
Still the
Dodgers, but the Brooklyn, like, they weren't even in the Valley yet in Los Angeles. Incredible stuff. So not only does he do that, he's also now the owner of the most strikeouts in a postseason run by a rookie pitcher. And he continued to pile up disgusting stats as well. There have been 2 games. This is what Opta Stats put out yesterday. Look at Yesavage, cool as a cucumber. 2 games in Major League postseason history. This is a league that's 140, 150 years old, where a pitcher struck out 10 or more batters, struck out 5 consecutive batters, struck out 50% of the batters faced, allowed fewer than 5 base runners in any scenario, and earned the win. Both of those games belong to Trey Yesavage. Absolutely insane stuff. I can't believe it.
And 0 walks yesterday.
He's the only, so he joined, I believe.
It's unbelievable. And one, history, he gives up the home run to Kike Hernandez and 2 infield hits. That's it. 3 hits, 2 infield hits, and 0 walks. What a performance.
And you look at that, and if you're the Dodgers, you go, Kike Hernandez is the guy that's getting it. Like, who expected that? He became, if I can just butter this guy up a little more, not only is he 22 and a rookie, he became the third pitcher ever in a World Series in the entire history of this great sport, this great league, to have 12 Ks and no walks in a World Series start. The only other two guys that have ever done that, Randy Johnson, the big unit.
Remember?
Yes, you did. Randy Johnson in 2001 with the D-backs against the Yankees, who were going for 4 in a row at that point. By the way, the D-backs won that series, but he was not a rookie. And then Bob Hoot Gibson in quite possibly the greatest pitching season of all time, 1968. Look up Bob Gibson's stats. He did it, and the Cardinals won that World Series. Again, he wasn't a rookie, though, and he wasn't 22. What this young man is doing is we are literally watching the greatest rookie pitcher in the history of this sport, and he plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. Clarkey, how do you feel about that?
Wow, it is unbelievable to be able to watch this guy, and I've seen him live 3 times in the playoffs down there.
Yes, you have.
And I tell you what, the most exciting part about the post-game reaction yesterday was someone asked him, if it came to game 7, do you think you'd be ready? And he goes, mentally, I'll be ready for game 6. Can you imagine? Like, I don't think they'll do it, but can you imagine if all of a sudden this guy says, give me the ball, I'm young, I'm 22 years old, I can throw
8th inning.
Yeah. Like, that would be unbelievable if he did that. And, we'll have to talk about MVP in this series a little later, but gosh, he's got to be considered. There's no doubt about it.
Do you have that picture of Yesavage walking off the mound? And
I have the picture.
You have that picture. So yeah, that to me. So I'm part of a message group. Bunch of guys of us kind of just message back and forth during the games. And so I posted this and I said, this could possibly be the picture of the World Series. And another guy said, hold on. And he sends me the one of Guerrero staring down the home run he hit off Ohtani in game 4. And it's like, you could make an album. There's been so many key points in the series and just key players that have stepped up, and Ernie Clement, the hitting streak.
It's unbelievable.
Vladimir Guerrero, of course. Bichette comes back from the knee injury and is riding high right now, right?
Yeah,
huge hit.
Yeah. And then you have Alejandro Kirk, who has stepped up.
And Barger
makes
Lucas.
They've all stepped up. It's been a team effort, and it's been so good to watch.
And it's a different guy every night. Like, for God's sakes, even IKF gets in there.
Yes.
IKF gets in there and has a huge hit that drives a run in.
I didn't think he would ever get a hit again, but he did.
It's absolutely insane. The team, and then you look at these individual, and I couldn't put it better myself, courtesy of the baseballer on Twitter there, hang it in the Louvre. I'll tell you where that picture, if they pull this off, and I have a question about that again. If they pull this off, you are going to see this picture on billboards, in restaurants, in schools, in the Rogers Center, on T-shirts, pins, hats. You are going to see this picture everywhere within the Toronto city limits and beyond for the rest of your life.
And considering Ohtani reached base 9 times in that 18-inning marathon, I don't think he's got on base since.
It's absolutely crazy what Shane Bieber.
I don't think he has.
And what Trey Yesavage. I think he did get on base. I think he got a hit off Bieber, but it's incredible what Trey Yesavage did. When you consider it, it's all of it's amazing just sitting there by itself. Rookie, this record, Bob Newcomb, 12K, Randy Johnson, amazing. It's the fact that he's doing it against what everybody unarguably says is the greatest athlete we've ever seen play this sport. He incinerated Shohei Ohtani with splitters. He got him with a break-in slider that was coming at his kneecap that Ohtani swung at. He got him with his fastball. Yeah. It's absolute. He got him 3 different ways and made him look silly doing it.
From what I can see over the last 2 games, 4 and 5, Ohtani was 0 for 7 with 1 walk.
There you go.
So he walked. Bieber walked him.
Walked him.
Absolutely insane stuff.
It is because in that game, in game 3, we were saying this guy may not get another at bat the whole playoff. They may walk him to lead off the game. We were talking about it, but yeah, oh boy, they've handled him well since then. Let's hope they can do it in game 6.
And I genuinely, I know that we're in an era of sports where recency bias reigns supreme for some people. I don't feel like this is an outlandish question asking if Yesavage is already a top 10 pitcher in the league, because he's walked in and look what he's done. It was already insane enough that he showed up to begin with in the regular season. He was playing A-ball. People in Vancouver saw this guy. That's insane. The fact that he has continued to get better with every start, and then what he did in game 5, I don't feel like it's outlandish to ask this question if he's a top 10 pitcher in the league, Steve.
Yeah. That's
you can't rank it yet.
No, he hasn't gone through a full professional season at the highest level.
I understand that, but what he has done is gone through an entire playoff run.
No doubt. No doubt. He definitely has the potential to be, but I don't think you can put him there yet.
Let me ask you this. Let's say that he hadn't pitched yesterday and we saw what he did a few days ago and he was on rest. Can you give me 10 pitchers that are in baseball right now that you would rather have on the mound than him tomorrow?
At this moment,
I can't.
No,
I can't.
No,
I don't know that I could give you 3.
For sure. But what I'm saying is guys get hot.
I get it. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean they're in the top 10 when guys get hot. So let's just let that one slide.
Yeah. I have to ask. Definitely, I would say he would be he's, to me, right now, he was where Juan Guzman was in his career.
Yeah.
Right, Clarkey? Yep. Guzman came in, busted up the league with his heat and everything. Now, Guzman he was there at the start of the season when the Jays went through their 2 World Series and everything. But Yesavage definitely has real potential to be there.
It's just crazy how he came out of nowhere. Like, no one knew this guy's name in August.
I mean, people that were ardent fans that saw him get taken in the draft knew who he was. And thought, boy, it'd be 10th? Cool. Yeah, 10th or 11th.
So 9 other teams overlooked this guy.
And people were going, boy, let's see what this kid turns into in 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years?
3 or
How
4
about
months?
3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
How about that? How many do you like? Again, maybe I'm overreaching. Maybe Melissa won't like this. I don't know. I think this kid, the way he has looked, if he can even bring 80% of what he's done with his stuff, that's splitter, into regular season campaigns, I don't understand how this guy isn't at least Blake Snell and brings home 2 Cy Youngs. What do you think?
The potential's there. There's no doubt the potential's there. But let's let him pitch a year and see what happens. And I'm excited for him. There's no doubt I'm excited for him. This Blue Jay management team are geniuses, and they should be recognized for that.
They're geniuses.
That hurt so much. That hurt so much.
29-10. I have the clock on the show here. I am clipping that and that's going on billboards. I'm paying for a billboard in downtown Toronto. I swear to God, that's going on it. Chris Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
How can you argue with success?
I got one for you, Ryan. The last time we were having a talk about the Blue Jays, your question was something to the effect, if the Jays team wins the World Series, or you said, is this the most impressive Jays team of all time?
Well, here's the question I had prepped for you. I mean,
forget
Jays teams. I'm saying Toronto sports Period. There's nothing else even close. The Raptors are like a rung or two down from here. This is, and the only reason I say that, and I knew you were going to reference that question, Steve. I was prepared. The only reason the Raptors are a couple rungs down the ladder for me is because, and I'm not trying to say this to take away from that incredible Raptors run. Kevin Durant was hurt. Draymond Green was hurt, played, but was hurt. No KD. They got it done. Can never take that away from them, and we shouldn't. This is a healthy Dodgers team with the greatest athlete living on the planet right now. Freeman, Betts. What is wrong with Mookie Betts, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, let's not wake him up. I don't want to say
Snell,
anything bad.
Yamamoto. I think that this, and Clarkey, you being a giant Toronto sports fan your whole life, would have a little more perspective on this maybe than me. I just think that if they pull this off, this is the greatest Toronto sports team ever, period.
Yeah, I mean, 92 and 93 were magical runs.
Yes.
Like, we cannot forget that. They were down 2-1, I think, in those series too, or at least,
yes.
Were they? I can't remember, but
the Philly one.
Yeah. When you look at the Raptors, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I just think this is way more magical than the Raptor run. I think there's way more people behind this Blue Jay team than ever were or will be behind the Raptors. It's just a matter of people love baseball in this city, and people became basketball fans, but people have been baseball fans for so many years. But 92 and 93 were magical runs. And the only thing Steve and I are hoping for is a repeat of 93, because you know what that means? That means the Leafs are going to make it as well, because they'll pick up on this momentum from the Blue Jays and ride the wave right to the Stanley Cup Finals.
There's no Gretzky high stick.
That's right. That's right, because now we have video replay if that happened. Because he would not have been on the ice, and the Leafs would have won and beat the Canadians in the finals.
We can't do this. We can't do this right now.
I think the one thing that and I referenced that question because my first answer to the earlier question was no. At the time was no.
Right.
I grew up with the 92-93 team. Now you look at what this team is doing and how much more homegrown they are, in the sense that Vladdy grew up in the J system. Bichette grew up in the J system. Schneider, Barger, Yesavage. There's a lot of connections to the city. And then you look at just the way these guys work, you know, your Lucases, your Clements, who, hey, you guys aren't going to make it, or they were tossed around from team to team. Like, how relatable is that to the average fan, saying, hey, you know, they worked 10 years to get where they needed to be and they got there.
Yeah.
They're just, to me, they're relatable. They're one of the most relatable teams that I have seen connected to the city.
The easiest team to cheer for ever, I would say.
Maybe in your lifetime. I mean, again, that 92 and 93 team were unbelievable. And the 91, here's the difference on my mind, is that 91 team was good. So they were carrying on, and they were favored. They were favored to make that next step and get into the playoffs and win the World Series. This team wasn't. This team wasn't at all.
That's my thing with this, right?
Yes.
Because the 92 and 93 teams set the tone really for modern day success in the city. Mm-hmm. Outside of our boatmen, the Argos, who have done very well over the years. And the TFC run was nice.
Oh, yes. I forgot about them.
But I know you did. But baseball, you know, just under hockey, I think, is king. So those two teams, because of what they achieved and the players that were on it, Hall of Fame players, were incredible. I don't know if this roster has that same collection of future Hall of Famers in totality. And it's the fact that the bounce back, worst to first. This team won 76 games last year and was dead last in their division.
Yeah.
They win the division on the final day of the regular season. Alejandro Kirk smoked a grand slam and set the tone. And now they find themselves a win away from utter immortality. And that's why I was 2 years old when those original World Series were won. And nothing can ever take away the magic of Touch 'Em All Joe and everything that they did in back-to-back. It's amazing. It's just what this team has done given their circumstance, what you saw the year prior. Yesavage, Clement, all these guys that are on this team that no one looked at this roster in March and April and went, Ernie Clement's going to turn into one of the most clutch hitters in Jays history. And the way Vladdy started, people were going, boy, did they make a mistake giving him 500? Should they have, whittled him down to 350? Nobody cares that Vladdy Guerrero is set to make $500 million now. He is unbelievable. And on that note, I got to ask you, where does he rank now all time in Toronto sports athlete rankings, Clarkey? Because, look, you've grown up and seen Boria, Gilmore, Sundin, even the lunch pail guys that are still loved today, Roberts, Tucker, Domi, Cujo, Felix Potvin. Go over to the J side, all of the guys that were on that team, Joe Carter and Molitor and Alomar, where does he rank on this list?
Many guys you mentioned there are terrific players, right?
Yeah.
But here's the difference. No one has taken the team to the heights that this guy has taken this team in the playoffs. There's no doubt he has been the best playoff performer in Toronto sports history.
Wow.
It's been incredible. Dude, there's no argument. There's no argument. Name me a Leaf that has come through in the playoffs this guy has come through. There's been a lot of guys
Gilmore
like
92. 93.
Yes, but 92 and 93 back to the Blue Jays, they had a bunch of guys who all pitched in. This guy's been on fire from the beginning to the end. And
I thought I was going to get pushback from you. I thought I was going to get into an argument.
Listen, this guy's grown up. He's grown up. We've gone through so many arguments together, discussions together about this guy. We've talked about him and his weight problem. He's fixed that. We talked about this guy and his mistakes on the base pass.
Yep.
We've fixed that. We've talked about this guy with the dumping of the water, the Gatorade bottle, the Gatorade jug after a game win in May. I think that's overboard. I haven't seen that in the playoffs. He's concentrated. He's focused. He is by far the best playoff performer the city of Toronto has ever seen.
That's amazing. Steve, do you have anything you'd like to add to that? What can you add to it?
Well, I'll point to the emotional connection. Born in Canada, son of a former Montreal Expo,
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, grew up in the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. Toronto kept him to be the face of the team. They kept him for a reason. This is the reason, because they had the confidence that he would be the player that he is now. And hands down, if they win the World Series and he wins World Series MVP, which he has all the statistics to back, he is number one.
No doubt. And you know what I've enjoyed? I've really enjoyed watching, and I've seen them since this guy came into the league, but it just seems to mean a little bit more now when you see this little 4 or 5-year-old kid at the Big O in Montreal with dad high-fiving players. This guy's been around baseball for so long. Like all his life, he's been around baseball. And for this to happen to him, I think is just incredible, and I'm so happy for him. I really am.
Did you see the T-shirts that some of the guys are wearing with some of the? So they had Bo Bichette had the Vladdy shirt on, and then Schneider had the Bam Bam Barger shirt. Did you see that one?
I did not see that one.
Oh, you did not see that one?
Man,
I'll Google it.
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about, and Clarkey, we've talked about it for a long time. And I've told you this 100 times. We joke around on here about your Leafs not doing this, and we hope the Leafs can do this.
We don't joke about it.
And well, no, like I joke around, how come they can't do it? But I genuinely tell you all the time, I think they can and will someday. They'll do it someday. And we always talk about, like, man, if the Leafs ever won the cup, what would it look like? This is right there. And if these guys pull this off, you talk about t-shirts and merchandise sales, get ready to see get the Guinness Book of World Records people with their calculators into Canada.
I've been waiting.
You are going to see a flood of merchandise sales, the likes of which you have never seen on this planet before.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run out
waiting.
of t-shirt material.
I didn't want to buy an ALDS championship. I didn't want to buy an ALCS championship shirt.
No.
I'm waiting for the big one, the World Series championship shirt. I went back and found some old shirts from 1992 and 93. My daughter Amanda actually wore them to the games, t-shirt and sweatshirts and stuff. So it's been neat to see those. One of them, I have a sweatshirt and it has the entire roster printed on it, which is kind of cool. But no, it is. I'm going to be buying. For sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
We are going to see, like, I don't even know the big shirt cut, Gildan, whatever. Like, get ready. Get some extra cotton ready, because you're going to run out. Like, let's not even talk about hats, flags.
How many Guerrero jerseys or other player jerseys are going to be Christmas gifts this year, right? I mean,
you're absolutely right. Like, we referenced this, I believe, on the last show when we were talking about Ohtani and the fact that the Dodgers put that statement out about how they had already made the $700 million back that they invested in him over the course of this season. The Blue Jays gave Vladimir Guerrero a 14-year, $500 million contract. If they win this World Series, the website is going to crash. MLBshop.ca is going to crash. They might make the $500 million they gave Vladdy back in 5 minutes. This merchandise will sell.
For sure.
This merchandise will sell rather. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. It will sell faster than Taylor Swift tickets. It is going to be on a level like we have never seen in terms of sports merchandise. We are going to set records in this country.
Oh, there's no doubt. And the amount of money they've racked in already just for tickets.
Yes.
It's been unbelievable. And now they're going to get another one in Game 6 and hopefully not, but possibly Game 7. It's a moneymaker, no doubt about it. And Ticketmaster's right there making $300 for service charge on every resale.
I can't talk about
it. It is such a racket, this Ticketmaster. Just give me 2 seconds.
Please.
First of all, you buy a ticket to the game. Okay.
Yep.
$690. That's how much my ticket was. $103 service fee. Okay. So $103. Just think about that.
Service
for every ticket in the stadium. Now, if you go to sell a ticket, what are you asking? $500. Okay. And we're going to charge you another $105. So you're not going to get $500. You're going to get $395. So we're going to take another $105. And then when we resell the ticket, they are now charging over $300 for a service fee for resale tickets.
So let's do some quick math here. A subject of mine that I was not strong in. You said you paid $690 for your ticket. Okay, so plus
that was a
nosebleed ticket. Let's use a nosebleed ticket. $690 plus $103 service fee. So that's $793 for us counting here, and I am on my calculator app. Now let's multiply that by, let's say, up in those nosebleeds, what is that up there? 8,000 to 9,000 of the total seats in Rogers Center, would you say? Up in the bleeds there, that top rung?
maybe a little bit more.
Six.
Than that.
Let's call it 6,000. Let's call it 6,000 seats. We're going to call it 6,000 conservatively. So let's say that everybody up there paid the $690 that Clarkey did and all got charged $103 times 6,000 seats. That's $4,758,000. Okay. Or, to put it in sports terms,
how much was it?
A Brandon Carlo, if you
how much?
$4,758,000 for just those 6,000 seats, assuming they're all 690.
So do this, Ryan. Just do this for me. Let's just say every seat in the stadium was $600. So
every
times
seat
that by
42,000. Isn't it 48?
No, it's less now. It's like 42.
Okay, we'll go 42,000.
So
that's $25 million
just $200,000, and that's if every ticket was that, and it's not. Believe me, most of the tickets below the 500 level are well over $1,500. This team has made so much money in this World Series.
But Ticketmaster is, and they're doing this with every single event that they sell tickets to. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift, Morgan. Well, I don't care who Ticketmaster and Live Nation own the racket on. And you said it, Clarkey. It's a racket
for sure.
Why is this legal for this company to be doing these service charges? What is the service I'm being charged for?
Right.
Clicking buy.
Yeah.
What service have you provided outside of the platform for me to do this? Why is it worth $103?
Exactly.
This is somebody do something. Somebody
I'm bringing it up right
Vladdy
now.
Jr. bat into their office.
So I can buy a ticket right now, section 538, row 12, $1,867 for tomorrow night, $1,569 plus $298 service charge.
Percentage of the total ticket price.
What did you say? What did you say the service charge is, Clarkey?
Well, it was 300 on, it was 300 on that one. But like the bigger the ticket, the more the service charge. Here's another one. Here's one in the lower bowl. $4,000. Okay, $3,500 a ticket. $638 for the service charge. $683.
Wow. Okay, 683. Let's times that. That's lower bowl, you said?
That's lower bowl. But that's only on resale. That's not on.
I don't care because they make it.
Value. They make it twice.
That's what
3 times
gets. So let's do 683 in a service charge times lower bowl seats. Let's call it 22,000. Let's call it 22. I'm just throwing a number out there.
This is
times 22,000 seats.
Yeah.
So that alone is $15,026,000.
Here's another.
Let's multiply that by 3 resales.
One more for you. Here's one 3 rows up from the Jays bull dugout. Okay, 3 rows up from the dugout, $9,753 plus $1,853 service charge. And there's nothing you can't get around it. You have to pay it.
No, and somebody has to do something.
$1,800.
$1,853. Let's multiply that by how many seats are worth.
Whatever.
Like
they are
3,000 seats,
billions and billions.
5.559 million. Right there, and then you multiply that by 10 different resales.
And this is one game.
Million. And that's just what Ticketmaster draws in on the resales. It's illegal that they're doing this. You want to talk like people are talking about the mafia and La Cosa Nostra and all that. That's what Ticketmaster is. That Ticketmaster is Al Capone. I swear to God, it's like Al Capone's kids or something are running Ticketmaster. It's absolutely bonkers. How is this allowed? And and for fans, right? That it's been 32 years since we've seen these Blue Jays here.
Why do you think I spent $600?
Yeah.
And if I got a ticket for tomorrow night for $600, guess what? I'm jumping on it. I'm going to buy a $600 ticket.
Of course.
Right.
But the service charge and there's the tax on them and and it varies from state to state and they're just allowed to do whatever the hell they want and they suck the soul and the fun in a way because people that go are still going to enjoy this. But I mean, you look at it and you're just like, why are these greasy pigs making all this money off our love for sports?
And having said that, in game 2, when I was there, 6 seats open in front of me. 6 seats.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was 8 or 10 open. No one sat there the whole game. Someone
that
trying,
actually might be the
someone
worst
trying
part.
to gouge the people, and all of a sudden ran out of time, and their tickets disappear, and that's that, and they're screwed.
That actually might be the worst aspect. It's
well,
one
it's not
thing
the worst aspect. It's actually good.
No, I just mean
in one sense, because those people shouldn't have. Oh, I just said
you're
people.
Right. No, but
they should not.
The scalpers.
The scalpers is what I meant.
The scammers, yes. We know who you meant.
Should be on the hook for some tickets every once in a while when they try to scam you.
So that's actually, I think, in my opinion, the worst aspect of it is that they allow for essentially bought accounts to get on there and snatch up giant chunks of tickets.
Yeah.
And resell them. And Ticketmaster, you should watch a piece. There's a piece online that John Oliver's show Last Week Tonight did a couple of years ago, basically showing the racket of how it works. Like, they work hand in hand with these bot accounts because they know that they make extra money on all the resales. They help the scammers
unbelievable
continue to
Where do I see that?
more money. Look it up. Last Week Tonight, the John Oliver show on HBO. Look up the Ticketmaster video. It's on YouTube.
So we got 8 minutes left. Let's talk about Game 6 here.
Well,
let's talk about the Jays.
Before we get to Game 6, quickly, guys. Outside of Guerrero and Yesavage, who is your favorite Jay in the playoff run so far?
Probably Addison Barger.
I was going to say Barger. You know what, though?
I love the way the guy plays, the catch he made yesterday on Ohtani.
How about that catch?
Like we had Tom Volk on last week, and Tom picked him for the MVP. Says he's going to have a Pat Borders type World Series. And you know what? He has had a great playoff, but he's not going to win the MVP. He hasn't played enough, and that's the problem.
He's your favorite, though.
And that's what Tom said to me today. Tom said, like, you got to play to win the MVP, and he just hasn't played enough. But he's been fun to watch.
Barger,
I was going to say Barger too, but I'll actually change my mind. And it's just because I just love what this cat is all about. And the fact that he has such an impact on both sides of the ball. I love the fire hydrant. I love Alejandro. I can do whatever you can do better. Kirk, I love.
He's so
Alejandro
lovable.
Kirk.
He's lovable.
He's the he might be outside of Vladdy the most lovable guy on this team.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, but his he's handling the pitching staff, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For sure.
I mean, that's just so. Kirk was my number one choice as well, but I'll go somewhere different. I got to go with Ernie Clement. Just that quiet guy who does his job day in and day out. His fielding is fantastic. He's nominated for 2 Gold Gloves, one at third and one as a utility player.
He should win both.
And he's just come out. That double play he started to end the 7th inning, was just textbook. And everybody's contributed up and down the lineup, but it's just interesting to get your different perspectives of the guys outside of the big guns.
The Jays defense has been so much better than the Dodgers. Let's just hope that continues.
The Dodgers, and again, I sit there and I look and I'm like, and I love watching the guy play. Obviously, I don't want him to have any success in this series, but I'm looking at Mookie Betts and he looks like a ghost of himself out there. It really is incredible. And I mean, he'd walk into the Hall of Fame if he retired tomorrow. He's already had an incredibly storied career. He has been, I'm not really sure what he's been. Lackluster, certainly. And I want to highlight one more thing too. You talk about the Jays defense and the evolution of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Clarkey and how big of a turnaround he has had, in your opinion and many people's opinion that criticized him rightly for some shortcomings in his game. That diving stab that he made to stop that ball on Ohtani and just slam it down on the base, I will remember that for the rest of my life.
That was like a goaltender just snagging a ball in his trapper and slapping her down with the bare hand.
It's just the fact that he grabbed it and slapped the ball down on the base, and it was like a judge.
It was the bare hand. Make it even worse. It was the bare hand he smacked down.
He's holding it with his bare hand, slaps it on the base, and it just
I don't think he had the ball in his hand. Not to argue with you.
Ball was in the glove.
Ball was in the glove. It was his bare hand.
Okay.
Bare hand. Yeah.
Either or. It just looked to me like Judge Judy slamming the gavel down and saying, case closed. And we are certainly hoping that the Jays say that on Friday. If not potentially Saturday, we'll see. But we're hoping for Friday.
Do it
guys.
Friday. I said Jays in 7, but I want them now desperately to do it in 6.
So you guys saw the report from TSN that Springer's more than likely in the lineup Friday, eh?
Well, there has been that report. There was a report he was nearly in the lineup last night too.
He was going to pinch run.
He was going to pinch run for sure if Bichette got on base.
Man.
Yeah, you know what? If he can do it, he can do it. They shoot some freezing in his little side there and go get him.
Yeah, which is interesting though too, because it's Yamamoto and the right-hander, right? So we know how much they love to play the left-righty matchups. So
sometimes
we're gonna see Barger, we're gonna see Lucas, of course, Varsho at center, and then your Clement, Jimenez, IFK. Bo will more than likely DH. If Springer's back in the lineup, that will be an interesting dynamic how they set that up.
I think
if Springer's back, you have to play Bo at second.
I think you have to, just the impact that his bat has had. He has stepped in after not playing for weeks and weeks and had that loud double that
Bo will be in the lineup. It's just a matter of if he's DHing or is he second. And I don't think you're going to put Springer in the outfield. Especially with a scorer.
No, you can't. No.
So if Springer plays, Bo will be at second.
Yeah.
It's insane we're even talking about this. We're like, if this guy plays here, he can play here. And that's what this team will be remembered for, I think, ultimately, as we close things out here. And we're so excited for the Jays and Jays fans everywhere. It's amazing. This team will be remembered for having a next man up, I can play all over the field mentality. It's incredible the amount of guys they have on this team that can go, you need me to go into right? I'll go play. Okay, Lucas is coming in. I'll shift over to left. Varsho's I'll shift over here. Oh, you need me to play at second? No, IKF's there. Okay, I'll play at third. I'm Ernie Clement. Oh, I'll play in the outfield too. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
And take that to the pitching staff situation. I'm Chris Bassett. I'll come in.
Unbelievable series. He's been so good.
I'll do long relief. I'll do whatever it takes. Eric Lauer, who's seen minimal duty in the last part of the season, comes in and throws 50, 60 pitches.
60 something.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody is playing for the next guy. Scherzer telling his manager, you're not taking me out.
Dude, you know who's starting game 7? If they go to game 7, it's Max Scherzer.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know what? And I kind of, I feel bad for him because you're on the cusp of winning in game 6.
He's okay with it, Steve.
And he doesn't get to pitch.
He's okay with
a situation.
I'm telling you right now, he'll be okay with it. So will I. He'll be okay with it.
He's done enough.
Let's get some predictions. We only have a couple minutes left. Yamamoto scares the crap out of me. I think the Jays win a low-scoring game tomorrow, 2-0.
2-0.
No. Oh, that's asking a lot of Gosman.
Well, maybe.
You know what?
Or Gosman and Bassett and
I'm gonna say
I'm
gonna say 5-3 Jays in 10.
Extra innings. Okay.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Give me Jays 4-2. And Jeff Hoffman is going to throw the final pitch with that sweep away slider. And Jeff Hoffman's going to walk off doing the flex. That's how the World Series ends. He won't be walking off. He'll be carried off. That's what we think's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy these games. It's been an unbelievable, miraculous season. Continue to enjoy it. You can catch it all on Rogers. And of course, you can catch this show with our friends on Rogers TV in the Owen Sound region, Friday nights before Owen Sound Attack Hockey, Saturdays and Mondays in London. And of course, you can catch us on YouTube, all your favorite podcast apps. Follow us on social media at Instigating Pod. Go Jays. We want to come back next week with some serious partying going on. Enjoy it. Let's go Blue Jays.
Let's go.